What's up? Today we're going to talk about postpartum. We're going to talk about things that your mama didn't tell you, your grandma didn't tell you, and your doctor definitely didn't tell you. I heard a lot from people that women after they give birth will pee a little bit when they cough and when they sneeze. What nobody told me about is that I will never be able to hold in my toots again. I used to have control. I used to have a choice. And now there's no choice. It's also so bad now that I even accidentally farted in front of my whole husband's family. Not only did that happen, but I was also like doing airplane where I had like my baby on my shins and like rolling on my back to like let her fly. And as I was coming down, as we were descending to land, actually it was more like, I was just like, that was me. That wasn't even the baby. Didn't even want to try to blame it on the baby, because in some ways that would have been more embarrassing, I think. I also just want to preface that as I go along these things, having a baby is actually one of like the best things in the whole wide world. It's full of so much joy, so much love. She also loves all of my cartoon shirts. So, maybe that'll be embarrassing to her later. But right now is cool. I am also just doing all extra large shirts, even wearing my husband's shirts make me feel a little fat. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I didn't know what to expect. Some women like immediately just look like they've never had a baby. I look like I had a baby, and that's okay. It's just a little bit hard for me to like mentally wrap my head around it. I used to be a size medium. Now I'm a size large, extra large in tops, which is just fine. I'm also breastfeeding and I'm so dehydrated that no amount of water. I have water right here. Still haven't drank enough. I was also a person who used to like carry gallons of water with me because I just genuinely like to drink water. But it doesn't matter how much water I'm drinking right now. I am just walking through the Sahara Desert, just squirting liquid from my nipples. But you know what? None of that matters when I see my daughter smile, okay? None of it. I'll have rivers flowing out from my nipples for my daughter. I had a really rough pregnancy, but my daughter sleeps through the night, so it's okay. She started sleeping through the night at 3 months. It's all a give and take, is all I can say. I feel like, at least in my opinion, each baby and pregnancy is specifically challenging to that person. Like, I was a person who was like afraid of throwing up. Like, I had like an anxiety about it. And then all my pregnancy was throwing up. So it just helped me face my fears. It's really not so much the weight gain that is like so troubling or, so mind, just gaining the weight it's not even that's like the source of upsetness. It's just that like my body did change significantly. And not only that, I'm the weakest I've ever been. Also, if you want to know that real, if you want the inside scoop, I tore, okay? I'm just going to say it's on the outer region and it's still irritated. The scar tissue is there and it's irritated. So let's just say things aren't happening relationship wise, but we just have to deal. And honestly though, I don't really feel like much of that would be happening anyway, because the mornings are just blissful, amazing cuddle fest with our little baby, and the night we're dead. It hurts when I wipe, and I am going to like pelvic floor therapy to fix it. My standards for life have also just gone down. Previously, I would go out into the world without, brushing my hair or trying anything to look a certain way, Now I'm lucky if I brush my teeth. And part of it is like, I have the time to brush my teeth, but do I have the willpower? It's a question. A lesson that I have learned, I think when you become a new parent, you start to learn the lessons that you need to know. My daughter initially slept the whole time. Like, we would go out to restaurants when she was just like a couple weeks old. And yes, we did start going out when she was a couple weeks old. We had her with us, and it was amazing. She slept through an entire dinner at Texas Roadhouse full of yeehaws and yippee yays, and she was just totally fine. The thing about having kids and babies is that they're in constant change. So you think you get used to them in 1 second, and then they're different the next day. The personality kind of stays the same, but as far as like the challenges and the things that you're learning, it's different every day. For instance, like not every place is baby friendly. Unfortunately, moms, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? You don't belong here. That's kind of what society is telling us when there's no diaper changers in the bathroom. We decided to go with my in-laws to dinner. I don't know, she was maybe 3 or 4 months, maybe. And she was just now starting to just like be alive a lot of the day and not just sleeping all the time, which she was also alive when she was sleeping, but you know what I'm saying. It's summer, sweaty, crazy. I'm like, oh, we're going to dinner? Mama's going to dress up. Mama's going to look fancy. Oh, yes. I put on a dress. I do my hair. I do my makeup. I put on heels. I'm like, Mama's going out, baby. All of it was a mistake. All of it. Just going to dinner was a mistake because we chose a place that is downtown, which I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Very small. The city is very small. But still, the downtown is just not the very baby friendly. It's just not. This place did not have a diaper changer. It was very hot inside the restaurant because it was very busy. I was wearing heels, and we brought the stroller to a very narrow restaurant. We were the first table that you see when you enter the restaurant, and we're so close to the door that people keep kicking my baby's stroller because she's like seated in, you know, she's like pulled in to the table in her stroller, and people just keep kicking the wheel as they enter. They just don't know, you know, it's just crowded. It's a very narrow restaurant. Immediately, I just want to disappear. Baby is fussing. She is fussing and tussing. And she's like, girl, you made a mistake. You messed up. And I'm like, okay, well, let's go change your diaper. She's truly not very fussy unless she's sleepy or sitting in poop. It's one of the two. Of course, she is sitting in poop. I go to the bathroom. There's no diaper changers. Cool. Awesome. I'm doing this in heels. I'm carrying my daughter in heels, which is just, again, I'm the weakest I've ever been. I'm like wobbling like freaking Bambi when he was first out the womb. All of a sudden, I don't know how to walk in heels anymore because I don't have the strength. It's all been lost. It was all given to my baby. She's very strong. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to go change her in the car. Because it's downtown, parking is not close or easy. I'm walking as far away as I have to get to the car to change her. It's hot. I'm sweating. It's treacherous terrain downtown when wearing heels. It's just a sprained ankle waiting to happen. And I'm pushing my stroller. And I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. Also, nobody else dressed up for this dinner. Nobody else. Everybody was just casual as heck. And I should have just done that. I should have just worn a t-shirt and jeans and Crocs. That's what I should have just done. But instead, I wore a freaking dress, straightened my hair, did my lashes, and wore heels. I changed her diaper in the car, which is also just hard. You know, the seats are like slanted. It's not like a flat surface. It's not an easy thing to do. Also, we need a van. We just need one. We have 2 cars. They're just regular. I have a Honda Civic and a Crown Victoria. I'm walking back, then this like dude is just like following us and kind of like talking to himself, which is fine. But you know, I feel vulnerable. I have my baby. I'm in my heels. It doesn't feel safe anymore. I didn't finish the dinner, by the way. I was like, you know what? This all was a mistake because not only that, when we got our food, it was wrong. And the waitress was also just like pissed that we had a baby anyway, which, by the way, that's something that people face now, which it makes sense. Okay, it makes sense. There are people who just like don't want kids ever in their vicinity, and I get that. But then now that I've had the kid, I'm like, it would also just like be more helpful if people were also like more accommodating to mothers and families, because it actually makes everybody's life suck when it's not. You know, if I had just had a diaper changer in that bathroom, maybe my baby would have like been chill. But because she had to go sweat it off with me into the car, it's just. So anyways, the waitress like hates us for having a kid. And I'm like, I'm done. I don't even want to eat. Also, I was trying to breastfeed my child because I'm like, maybe she's hungry. The booths are like, I'm trying to like breastfeed her in this amount of space. There's barely enough room for me. There's barely enough room for these tatas. And then I'm trying to like stuff my child in between. So I was like, you know what? I'm done. I think it's time for me and baby to go. So we left. Everybody understood, and they brought my food home. And it was actually delicious. And it was sad that I couldn't eat it there, but honestly, it was better at home. Last thing I want to mention, birth plan? I'd say birth fantasy, okay? Nobody's birth plan goes according to plan. And if it does, tell me your story because I haven't heard it. Babies choose their own way of coming into this world. So just know that. I mean, you can get educated on the things you want to get educated on, but just know that the baby's going to come into the world the way they want to do it. And they're going to probably do it in a funny way, in a way that you don't expect. My baby came the day before Valentine's Day, and I went into labor Super Bowl Sunday. And I was like, I have to finish watching the Rihanna concert before we go to the hospital. It's a much longer story than that. But I'm just saying, since I've had my daughter, I feel like I've actually learned to prioritize my time better. I used to not know what to focus on. But now that I know that I have very limited time when she's like taking a nap or at night when she's staying asleep for the night, I'm learning how to prioritize my time and prioritize the things that I need to get done and other things that I don't need to get done. I'm learning to be better, to have better habits, have better time management, and learning how to love my body in a very different way than I ever have. And I'm not at all perfect at it, but I'm learning to also like be kinder to myself because I know if it was my daughter, I would definitely be very sweet to her. So I don't think it hurts to be sweet to myself. I've also learned to refocus on my creative endeavors. I just also want to say it doesn't erase a mother's desires of what you wanted to do before. It doesn't. It just reprioritizes it like it should, because at the end of the day, life is about love and connection. Everything else, money, success, careers, all that stuff, it's like after that. I mean, true fulfillment isn't even going to come from those things. True fulfillment is going to come from love and connection. And connection can also just be with like the earth, you know? It doesn't have to be with somebody if you're maybe feeling a little introverted. Just be kind to moms, okay? And sometimes if there's an angry mom, maybe just hand her an iced coffee. Okay.